What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Realms of Metal. Eddie here, back with you from where, my happy place here in the woods in PA. What's going on, man? It is Wednesday afternoon. Just got home from work a little while ago. This is a video that I've kind of had done for the last, 3 or 4 days, just a matter of getting it out there and finding the time to do it. And here I am. So I got a new segment that I'm going to be starting called Rank the Records. And we're gonna go through bands' discographies, all their full lengths, and rank them top to bottom, and do a little more than just say, I like this one the best and this one the worst. We'll go through the records, look at the lineups, who produced them, all that good stuff, any fun facts about them. And today I'm gonna do Slayer. What better way to start than with Slayer for this? Because of course, Kerry King's announcement of his new band. It was revealed. You've got Kerry King on guitar, Phil Demo on the other guitar from Violence. You got Mark Osagata from Death Angel. You've got Paul Bostoff, of course, from Slayer and Exodus. And you've got Kyle Sanders from Hell Yeah, which, I don't know a lot about that guy or Hell Yeah, but Hell Yeah, whatever. So this is not a Slayer bashing video. This is a Slayer appreciation video. So I've got all my Slayer stuff out, ready to go. I got my shirt on. I got my Slayer skull right here. His fucking helmet comes off, and he's got, a little pouch in there. You can put stuff in. And we are ready to go. So let's get started. So Slayer's got 12 full lengths. I omitted one because it's a covers album. So I omitted Undisputed Attitude because it was all like the punk covers that they did and stuff. So in hardcore covers. So I'm going to omit that. So we're going to go with 11 full lengths and rank them top to bottom. And for number 11, I made artwork for these two. Not really artwork, but I'll show you what I mean. Where is it? There it is. Number 11, Diabolus in Musica. This came out in 1998. A lot of people refer to this as the new Slayer album, like a new metal kind of vibe to it, which I got, I get. It's not a bad record, it's definitely not my favorite record, but it's one that I do listen to, now and again. It's got some decent tracks on it. Produced by Rick Rubin on this one. Video for Stain of Mind. Diabolus in Musica in Latin means the devil in music. And the lineup on this was, Tom Araya, Kerry King, Jeff Hanneman, Paul Bostoff. On the Japanese edition, you had a couple of bonus tracks on this one, Wicked and Unguarded Instinct. And this has some decent tracks on it. And, Bitter Peace, Death's Head's pretty good, Stain of Mind, In the Name of God. I think Point is pretty good. So, let's face it. Every Slayer record is a must own. I find some things I like about this record. There's some things I don't like about it, but it's still Slayer. So Diabolus and Musica, I got this at number 11, man. So let's go to number 10. Let me pull up this art. What do we got next? Repentless. This is coming in at number 10 for me, guys. This was from 2015. This was Slayer's final full length. This is the only record to feature Gary Holt. Now, when I looked at the lineup on this record, you've got, Tom Araya, Kerry King, Paul Bostoff, and Gary Holt is listed as a guest musician on this. I mean, that sucks in my book. Gary was a part of Slayer. He was with them for so long, before this record came out and after touring. I saw Slayer at the Big Four at Yankee Stadium. Gary Holt was there at that one. And Slayer at that show at Yankee Stadium was the best band of the night by far. I think Anthrax opened up, then Megadeth went on, then Slayer went on, then Metallica. Slayer blew everybody's doors off, in my opinion. They were brutal and heavy as fuck. It was a great set for them. And, Repentless. Videos for You Against You, Repentless, and Pride and Prejudice. Produced, engineered, and mixed by Terry Date, who we've talked about on the channel many times before. track Piano Wire on here is the last song ever written by Jeff Henneman. And, you know, what do I like about this record? I like Repentless a lot. I like When the Stillness Comes. I like Piano Wire a lot. It's got a very South of Heaven vibe to it that I really dig about that track. And I like Atrocity Vendor a lot. Atrocity Vendor was originally released in 2010, like during like the World Painted Blood around there. And I think it was released as kind of like a single with like World Painted Blood, and it was like redone for Repentless. And I also like You Against You. I think that's a really solid track. So Slayer, Repentless, 2015. Gary fucking Holt, my heroes on this record. So this is coming in at number 10 for me, guys. Let's go to number 9. Well, let's see. This is where it kind of got tricky for me. You know, 9, 8, and 7 ranking these records for me. So this is what I've got for number 9. Where the fuck are you? Here it is. God hates us all. How great is that, man? So, God Hates Us All, originally released September 11th, 2001. How could you forget that, right? American Recordings. The lineup on this one was Tom Araya, Kerry King, Jeff Henneman, Paul Bostoff. This is produced by Matt Hyde. Executive producer was Rick Rubin. Music video for Bloodline. Let's pull up the tracks to God Hates Us All. The Japanese bonus track had Japanese release had a couple of bonus tracks, Scarstruck and Addict on this one. So, I mean, what do I like about this one? I mean, I like Disciple a lot. Really strong track. It might be one of my favorite modern Slayer tracks. God Send Death is pretty good. New Faith is really good. Killer track. Threshold is good. Bloodline is good. Payback's a bitch, motherfucker. Well, that track is killer too. So God Hates Us All. Solid record. Music video for Bloodline on this one. So coming in at my number 9. Tell me what you think of God Hates Us All. Coming in at number 8. Let me pull up the artwork for this one. This is it right here. World Painted Blood. American Recordings. This came out in 2009. The lineup on this one was Tom Araya, Kerry King, Jeff Henneman, Dave Lombardo. Produced by Greg Fiddleman, who we talked about on the channel a few times now. He did the last 2 Metallica records. He did 72 Seasons and Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Did a great job on those, I thought, with the sound. I have no problems with any of the production on any of these Slayer records that we're talking about. You know, I think they sound fine. Some sound a little bit better than others, but I think they're all solid as fuck. No problems with production. Executive producer on this one, again, Rick Rubin. Music video for World Painted Blood. And some really solid tracks on this one, man. World Painted Blood, really good. Unit 731, solid as fuck. Snuff, solid as fuck. Hate Worldwide is great. Great track. Psychopathy Red, great track. You know, Playing with Dolls, pretty good track. So, a funny story about this record. So, we went to see one of my first concerts ever was the Clash of the Titans concert in 1991. Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax. 1991. Fuck. We got to see this same exact tour somewhere in Pennsylvania here. It was actually at Montage Mountain, and I was there. It was Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax again, 19 years later, in 2010 it was. And I actually have a flyer here for it. I pulled out my scrapbook for this. I got to just do a video on my scrapbook because I got some great stuff in here, man. Here's the flyer for that. I got the ticket stub at the bottom here. So it was like a Jägermeister music tour. Super killer, man. I mean, to see Clash of the Titans in 1991 and to see the exact same show 19 years later, the same bands, like all those years later, like it was just. So we were towards the front, and I'm standing next to my friend, And Slayer set was done, and we were fucking, yeah, fucking Slayer, right? Kerry King was throwing picks into the crowd. This is no bullshit. I'm standing next to my friend. Kerry's throwing picks. The pick, he throws it, right? And went, it was like slow motion in the air, like this, right? I put my hand out like this. The fucking pick landed right in my hand, right in my fucking hand. I didn't even have to move. I saw it coming. I went like this. I put it up against my stomach. Boom, fell right down. I looked over at my friend. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It was fate. So here's the pick from Kerry King that he threw out to me. Pretty fucking awesome. And he definitely used it. It's got wear. You could feel it. You know, it's got wear on the top here. So just a funny story, you know, pretty fucking cool. So that's my number 8, World Painted Blood. So let's go to number 7. Pull the artwork for it here. And it's going to be Christ Illusion, my number 7. This came out in 2006, American Recordings. The lineup was Tom Araya, Kerry King, Jeff Henneman, Dave Lombardo on this. Produced by Josh Abraham, who did stuff for like Danzig, Soulfly, name a few. Executive producer again, you know, Rick Rubin. Music video for Eyes of the Insane. And then you had a special edition bonus track on here, Final Six, that didn't come on the original. So you had second. You had the regular Christ Illusion, you know, without the bonus track. You know, and me like a sucker, you know, I bought the one with Final Six on it too. You know, it's got like this lenticular cover. Pretty cool, right? I did get that. And I did eventually pick up the vinyl version, which does have Final Six on it as well. So here's the vinyl version of that. Christ Illusion Special Edition includes previously unreleased song Final Six, alternate version of Black Serenade. So what songs do I like on this record? I mean, I like Flesh Storm, really solid. Catalyst, Skeleton Christ, Eyes of the Insane is good. Jihad is probably one of my favorites off of this record. Killer fucking track. Cult is on this record. Another super killer fucking track. And Final Six is good as well. So those are my kind of my favorites off of this one. There you have it, man. Christ Illusion, that's my number 7. Go to number 6. I made my choice. 666. Where are you? Here you are. Divine Intervention, number 6 for me. This came out in 1994 on American Recordings. The lineup on this one was Tom Araya, Kerry King, Jeff Henneman, Paul Bostoff. This was Paul Bostoff's first record with Slayer. Produced and mixed by Toby Wright, who did stuff for like Fear Factory, Alice in Chains, Megadeth, Metallica, to name a few. Executive producer again, Rick Rubin on this one. Music video for Ditto Head. I love Ditto Head. That's such a great track. And Serenity and Murder. Let me pull up the track list here. There you go. Some really strong tracks on here. Killing Fields, killer. Sex, Murder, Art, really good. Fictional Reality, really good. Ditto Head, amazing. Divine Intervention, the title track, amazing. Circle of Beliefs, super underrated. I love Circle of Beliefs. Serenity and Murder, really good. 213, really good. That was Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment number, right? 213. And the last track was Mind Control. Solid, heavy as fuck track. So I really like this one a lot. Divine Intervention, that's my number 6. All right. Now we're getting to the real shit. Now, one thing I will definitely say on these last 5 records, all these records do not have a bad track on them. They're either good tracks or great tracks. And where are we? Here we go. My number 5. Hell Awaits. Welcome back. 1985 on Metal Blade Records. The lineup is the classic lineup. I think it's going to be on the rest of these records. It's going to be the classic lineup all the way through. Tom Araya, Kerry King, Jeff Henneman, Dave Lombardo. Produced by Brian Slagle. Engineered, recorded, and mixed by Bill Matoyer. He's a guy who we don't talk about enough on this channel. He's done so much stuff, especially in thrash. He's been involved in so many fucking amazing records. He's done stuff for DRI and Hyrax and Laz Rocket and Evil Dead, Sacred Reich, and The Mentors. The Mentors is a band we just talked about on that video I did with Vincent Crowley. Check out that video. It was really fucking fun. Hell Awaits. I mean, not a bad track on here. Now, it's all subjective, right? These last 5 records are my order. You know, this is what they mean to me. This might be somebody's number 1. This might be your number 1. And that's all good. All these records are number 1 worthy. They really are. But this is my number 5. Hell Awaits. One of the greatest thrash metal tracks ever written, maybe. Kill Again, At Dawn They Sleep, Praise of Death, Necrophiliac, Crypts of Eternity, Hardening of the Arteries. God damn it. This is a great record. Hell Awaits. All right, let's go to number 4, shall we? Let's pull it up. Where we got? The debut, Show No Mercy. This came out in 1983 on Metal Blade Records. Again, that classic lineup: Araya, King, Henneman, Lombardo. Engineered and mixed by Bill Matoyer again. Executive producer Brian Slagle on this one. Interesting fact, guest backing vocals on Evil Has No Boundaries by Gene Hoglan of Dark Angel. So, again, not a bad track on this record. Evil Has No Boundaries, 10 out of 10. The Antichrist, 10 out of 10. Die by the Sword, 10 out of 10. Fight Till Death, great track. Metal Storm, Face the Slayer, great track. Black Magic, 10 out of 10. Tormentor, The Final Command, Cryonics, great tracks. Show No Mercy, the title track, 10 out of 10 for me. I love Show No Mercy. I love the punk sensibility that track has. Might be one of my favorite Slayer tracks. So, Show No Mercy. That's my number 4. Let's go to number 3. What do we got? Oof, man. These records give me chills. Just talking about these records gives me chills. Seasons in the Abyss. 1990 on Deaf American. The classic lineup again: Araya, King, Henneman, Lombardo. This was the first time I saw Slayer on this tour, like I just told you a little bit ago. In 1991, Clash of the Titans. Megadeth was touring for Rust in Peace. Slayer for this record. Anthrax for Persistence of Time. Alice in Chains opened that show. It was kind of weird. But Alice in Chains, I think Facelift had just come out, and they were like, an up-and-coming band. And, they didn't get a great reception at the show I was at, to be honest with you. Like, nobody was there for fucking Alice in Chains, I could tell you right now. Death Angel was supposed to be opening that tour, but they had that horrible accident, and they couldn't do it, if you guys remember, all the way back when. So, produced by Rick Rubin. Final record with Dave Lombardo until 2006's Christ Illusion. Music videos for War Ensemble and Seasons in the Abyss, which I think were their first 2 music videos, right? War Ensemble was the first. Seasons in the Abyss was a second. They were staples on the Headbangers Ball. It pretty much played either one of those every weekend. God damn, I love this record. I have such fond memories of it. This wasn't my first Slayer record. It was actually South of Heaven. But, man, Slayer were on top of the world with this. War Ensemble, fuck. Blood Red, underrated. Spirit in Black, 10 out of 10 for me. I love Spirit in Black. Expendable Youth, underrated, really good. Of course, you got the Mighty Deadskin Mask. Hollowed Point, really good. Skeletons of Society, 10 out of 10 for me, super underrated. Temptation, really good. Born of Fire, 10 out of 10. Super underrated. Satan's son, I'm born on fire. It's great lyrics in that track. And then it closes with the title track, Seasons in the Abyss, which was, another 10 out of 10 track for me. Number 3, Seasons in the motherfucking Abyss. There's only 2 left. I'm sure you can guess what they are. It's no fucking secret. Let's pull up the artwork. Like I was just saying, this was my first Slayer record. And, I got into thrash metal in 1988. Metallica and Justice for All. That was really the record that made me a metalhead. And I went back and discovered band after band, and, this was definitely one of them. South of Heaven, my number 2. This came out in 1988 on Def Jam. The classic lineup again. Tom Araya, Gary King, Jeff Hanneman, Dave Lombardo. I think this is the first record and only record to feature a cover, actually a full length to feature a cover. Judas Priest, Dissident Aggressor. Tracks on this one again. Every track is good. These top 5 Slayer records, every track is either good or great. There's no tracks. There's no bad tracks. All fucking good. South of Heaven, arguably one of the best thrash metal tracks ever written. That haunting intro to South of Heaven. I mean, God, like it's so recognizable. Silent Scream, 10 out of 10. Live Undead, 10 out of 10. Behind the Crooked Cross, 10 out of 10. Mandatory Suicide, 10 out of 10. Ghosts of War, 10 out of 10. Read Between the Lines, solid as fuck. Cleanse the Soul. I like that track. Kerry King may not like it, but I like it, and you probably like it too. Dissident Aggressor, the Priest cover, solid as fuck cover. Spill the Blood, 10 out of 10. Spill the Blood. Fuck. Produced by Rick Rubin. My number 2, South of Heaven. And the great thing about these early Slayer records is that none of them sound like each other. Show No Mercy, South of Heaven, the one I'm about to talk about, Seasons in the Abyss. None of them sound like each other. They all kind of got their own thing going, which is really fucking cool. So South of Heaven's my number 2. Number 1, you know what it is. I know what it is. Let's pull up the goddamn artwork for it. The fuck are you? Here we go. Number 1, Rain and Blood. How could it not be? Arguably the best thrash metal record ever. Definitely in my top 3. Came out in 1986 on Def Jam. Classic lineup again. Araya, King, Hanneman, Lombardo. Produced by Rick Rubin. Everybody raves about the production on this one. It's so clean sounding. Like it just, he took all the fucking, reverb and shit out of it. It's just a clean sounding record. Tight. It's like a fucking razor. And if you compare this to to the other 2 that came before, Show No Mercy and Hell Awaits, I mean, completely fucking different sounding. Like it's just an amazing record. Every track on here is good. I mean, some of Slayer's most celebrated tracks are on here. In fact, 2 of them that I'm looking at right now. Of course, Angel of Death, Piece by Piece, 10 out of 10. Necrophobic, Super Killer, Altar of Sacrifice, one of my favorite Slayer tracks. Love the lyrics on that one. Jesus Saves, 10 out of 10 for me. Criminally Insane, super fucking good. Reborn. Reborn is one of my favorite Slayer tracks. I think it's one of the most underrated Slayer tracks. I love Reborn. I love the lyrics. I don't know how the hell Tom Araya sings it so fast. I can't sing it that fast. I've been listening to it for years, and I still get tongue-tied when I try to sing it, Epidemic, super good. Postmortem, 10 out of 10. Raining Blood, 10 out of 10. There you have it, man. So, Slayer. Records ranked. Top to bottom, 11-1. Like I said, I took out Undisputed Attitude because it's a covers record. So really they have 12 full lengths, but I only did 11 because that's the way I roll. I just didn't think it was fair to rate that, with all the full lengths, when it's a bunch of covers. So there you have it. Slayer, man, top to bottom. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite Slayer record is. Let me know what your favorite Slayer tracks are. Drop the comments below. And again, Kerry King announced his band that we just talked about. They just announced a tour. They're going on tour with Mastodon and Lamb of God. And I'm going to try and catch one of those to just check it out and check out the Kerry King band. And like I said, this video was a celebration of Slayer. I'm sad that they're gone. Really sad that they're gone, actually. But, we could always go back and listen to these records and feel like we're, 14 years old again, man. That's the beauty of this music. And, it's Slayer, man. Like, how much better doesn't get than that, So thanks for joining me here on the Realms of Metal. Again, I got some great stuff in the works. I got a couple of reviews going that I'm into listening to the records and trying to give an honest review. I'll be posting those soon. I've got an interview lined up, hopefully by the end of next weekend with a band. I'll let you know what that band is at a later date, very soon. I got a collaboration with Shane from Vulgar Display Gaming for this weekend as well. That's probably going to be Sunday. We're going to talk about our top favorite horror tracks, like horror-themed metal tracks, or just horror-themed tracks in general. They don't even have to be metal. Some of them might not be metal. We'll just have to see. So join us for that. Super excited to get back with Shane again. He's a great dude, man. So thanks for hanging with me on the Realms of Metal. We'll see you guys again real soon. Have a killer rest of your Wednesday night, man.